And there comes the first question. Lewis, what is my prediction? I'm a little biased, to be very fair. I tried to talk to Lollipop. He wasn't online, so I couldn't get a good picture of it. But Kickard is a guy I really like. Kickard is so nice and so friendly and quite funny, actually. And AVANGAR is a team I admire because majorly, they're very young individuals with a certain amount of skill that are actually, well, making it all look very easy most of the time. Recently didn't make it to the DreamHack, didn't make it for the DreamHack qualifier they had, but besides that, the results are quite decent off this team. They just have to stop the shakiness. Now we first of all might see Krisen finding himself the first, staying there behind as he tries to find another one to Lollipop. He doesn't stop, finds free, and Waylander, Markloff, and Lollipop are able to not find a single bit against Krisen. There he falls, Blade, and now World need to do it. Ramsey coming in from behind. Gets himself 9mm in the face. Could find Blade. Not possible. He's down to 30 HP though, and especially not carrying around a bit of armor. While that bomb is in the hands of Demasik, who could just jump up. Does actually so. Nana will be only worlded against Free. And those Free Kazakhstan players, they should not be able to give this away to their opponent. His Worlded might try. Kickard now knows. And that is the entire AVANGAR team on Worlded himself, which now makes him easy target. Kickard through a piece of concrete, rips off his head, brings the first one in favor of AVANGAR. And so it will be a great start for the red and white. And you might eventually, possibly, it could be happening that you ask yourself, who's the spectator and why do I hate him so much? It's a good point. I give you that. It is partially me, and casting and spectating doesn't work, and unfortunately the auto director, it has no delay right now on the server, which makes it so that the auto director doesn't know when a frag happens. You kind of understand the problem, probably. My life is hard sometimes. And as it is, most of a very nice positioning up on the window of the smoke, very assistant. Find himself world edits. Nade comes deep, and that puts Lollipop in a very uncomfortable situation with Blades. Frag found, Dramzik though up on the top. And that MP9 does the job on two. With now only Worlded alive, who finds the head of Demasik. He's actually a Waylander, taking that back. But either way, impossible it pretty much is. There gets taken out. Second one for AVANGAR is there. FlipSide in the beginning, not looking too strong. And that is going to be our number 2 on the board. And I'm kind of confused. Waylander and HLTV, he has a Russian flag. But I thought he's from Finland, isn't he? He's living in Russia. Does he have... Good question. Enough questions to ask. First of all, there's going to be aggression coming in from FlipSide Tactics towards that A site, as they will make a lot of noise there. But first of all, Demasik, not the perfect time to reload. Lucky enough to survive, as Prison is there for assistance. That just took a few seconds. The lead is solidified for AVANGAR right here. I bet my life savings to AVANGAR. Is that a good idea? Yeah, actually I would say so. But on the other way, you never know. So I would never bet my life savings if that is my advice. Bet like €5. And when you're like coming to the dinner table, Mom, I won 10 euros because I betted on online teams. You said I'd never amount to nothing. And she's like, son, you made money off video games. I'm proud of you. But if you lose it and all your life saving goes in it, then she's going to be very mad. So, considering that, I wouldn't try. And talking about consideration, Kicker needs to consider what kind of regression he's going to take here. He's going to be taking now a good bunch of ground Kicker has taken, and you should hear those steps from behind. Markov comes, and it's not looking too comfortable because from behind, Any second, Lollipop could make his move. He doesn't do so. Markelov is able to do it on his own. He goes down to Krisen, who should hear Lollipop to his left. Oh, but he's moving out. Unfortunate timing. Brings it down to Dimasic. And he did not see the one and didn't hear that Lollipop is moving towards Kitchen. No information giving. And AVANGAR losing the first one right here. And I think right now, my chat MVP so far is Lewis. He's friendly. He's nice. He wants you to be fair. So, you know those classic memes? Be like somebody. Be like Steve. It'll still be like Lewis. Kind of. Either way. FlipSide. On a map they can barely perform at any second with horrible, and you unfortunately have to say horrible stats. Now need to show us what they're able to do. Krisen as well as Buster could build a great crossfire right here if they hit the right timing. Another smoke popping and the Mauler going close to Krisen. Oh no, looking very unfortunate in that situation. Well done from Blade to rule out every single position where an AVANGAR player could play connector. And now it's going to be down to Buster to hold a bit of mid control. Kicker, who focuses onto the B apartments, will not find anything in the moment. Markelov, not quite sure if he actually saw him there. Buster makes his move, but no! Could have actually found that frag. Would have been crucial. Kicker now needs to do it. And he doesn't do it as well. AVANGAR losing 2 players. And that brings us into a situation where FlipSide is looking brilliant. And is a single elimination, which means either one who loses right here will be out of the tournament instantly. And that is not really great circumstances. Dimasic. It's not like he's going to be in a great situation once the hailstorm is running down on him. And I could imagine FlipSide players will go for that aggression. Ramsey Kota in the open in case a balcony player comes in, and Dimasic will not be able to support. FlipSide are making a sandwich around the A site. It could be filled with 2 Kazakh players, as Dimasic and World Edit are going to meet in just a bit in case he's going to take a bit more of aggression. World Edit coming through. First frag to be found. And on the top, Waylander is getting punished. Beautifully done. Ramzik taking down Free, but it's not going to be much more. FlipSide Tactics need to buy up entirely. 4 players need to do so, hurting their economy, but it still brings us into a 3-2 situation with AVANGAR barely having anything on the board. Are you 17? No. And I don't know how you think that I am exactly like 17. I'm 21, by the way, but I don't know how you... Why not 16? Why not 18? Why exactly 17? I would like to know that. Either way. Ramnik, first player, fully blind, finds a nice one on 2 blades. Starting it off with a team that has barely anything on the board. He's fully blind. Wayland are taken out. And a good bunch of frags already there on the site. Off AVANGAR, and Kicker finishes it off with 2. Ramzik and Kicker doing just great work right here. Surprisingly, FlipSide just running into an aggression from AVANGAR. The thought process was not the worst. You have to give him that, because usually you would put an AWP into middle and keep the Glocks, or more likely the USPSs, somewhere around the site. Could be one of the options. You could gamble, and that is basically what just happened. And if that gamble, they were successful, as Ramzik took down a good bunch of opponent in the previous round. It hurts the FlipSide economy a good bunch. And so, what you gotta grant towards Lollipop, he will try, and so far the FlipSide team tried a good bunch. It's just about not deviating too much from the successive scoreline, which was actually meant to be word successful, but either way. Buster, first of all, sold that mid-control. Ramzik, who's the newest addition so far, is doing a good job getting dinged, running away, not taking any of those aggressions, because you don't want to be caught off guard. And Blade now coming supportive from underpass. Tried to make force aggression onto that A side. It looked for a moment at least. Now they're waiting for AVANGAR to run in. They still have 60 seconds. With those 60 seconds still, Lollipop taken out. Buster doesn't stop right here. Should be able to do so. Kristen, in the end, is able to find the 5th for the team. FlipSide back on the bye, but not looking that brilliant. If we take a look at World Edit, for example, 3.5, Waylander 3.8. Satisfying is something totally different when it comes down to weaponry and armory. So they gotta be on the scene 100% to find themselves at round number 3, because otherwise AVANGAR might have the option to run away with it. Are you 12? No. I'm 13. And I just started playing RuneScape. Favorite game in the world. Have you tried Roblox yet? It's great. Either way, first of all, Molo coming deep, Demasig too late with that. Only flashed the SC's blade, and that overly aggressive blade gets in the end punished by Chris and Demasig with 1, and there's the A aggression getting totally taken out of that situation. Lollipop and Markolov might try. Kicker is not able to secure it. The B side now in favor of the young Belarusian edition. And that brings us to a situation where Lollipop might strike. A double kill he gets already. And he's the strongest link right now for the FlipSide. Only on Lollipop right now, because he could find himself another one. Could get it on Demasig. Doesn't make it possible. Markolov is out. Lollipop is looking for the aggression. Can't connect onto any further. He finds a double kill and is the only one to secure any fracture FlipSide in that round. And to be very fair, to be very honest, that was just nicely done by Lollipop. Either way, FlipSide can't make it work in the end. 6-2 it is for AVANGAR, and meeting a FlipSide in that round with barely any decent things in their hands. I made a meme. I created a meme about you. No, you actually didn't. There are way, way better memes around me. Like, there's, for example, people asking me if I am actually pansy when my voice is not British 1 second. That's one thing. Then there's the meme if I'm actually the Spider-Man actor because I look a little bit like him. A good bunch of memes you find. So, Google it. Internet is your thing, but first of all, Eagle might be the thing for Blades. Can't connect onto anyone. And AVANGAR is just a round away from securing themselves that half number 1. I'm bringing FlipSide in the uncomfortable situation that the 1-9 win-lose rate on this map might advance even further in the negative. Seems like AVANGAR, as they looked a little shaky here from that one, as the rounds didn't go according to plan. Right now, they might converge into that 1 unit this team needs, at least on this map, performance-wise. A little worrying at one point, but back to the actual performance at another. There's the aggression on B. Kicker now knows support from Busters there. The Molo is actually well dropped. The nade comes in deep, but Kicker now needs to do it on his own. He sees Lollipop, finds himself 1. Could find himself Blade as well, and that is a beautiful defense from AVANGAR. Only World Edit alive. The Kazakhstan side disambling the unit of FlipSide bit by bit, part by part. Breaking it down into the beautiful sections, but delivering them success. Forward with 1. But hard to imagine anything further will come in. World Edit knows there's 1 short. Information gained. Not quite sure where he counter jumped there. Oh, that is smart. I'm explaining you in a second, but first of all, they don't fall for it, which is kind of worrying, technically speaking. 19 seconds left. World Ed gotta bring it to the table. He barely has any money left. Gets himself that one down. Ramzik denies. 8-2. And I'm gonna explain you right here, or my faces. My Lollipop jumped. So, Lollipop was around here. Lollipop was around here. He made a jump. Why did he make that jump? Good question, my friends. The simple reason is, he wanted to fake that he's jumping down to underpass. So, jump noise. Whoops, that's coming from here. Better rotate to underpass. And one player less on the B site. It didn't function in the end. 8-2 for AVANGAR. And the CT site looking strong. He's going close to that aggression. It's an unfortunate situation down to those mollies. He stays still in connector, and he's not taken out yet. Not quite sure if Lollipop will realize. Blade nearly taken out. Bad positioning for Krizen, as then it's still Ramzik supporting. Krizen getting around the corner in time. And only one guy holding the B site, which is Buster. It might be worrying if World Ed gets too far. No one is taking control of short. Now it is going to be Kickered, allowing Buster to actually hold off. Hold on, no one is taking short anymore. And this is now very worrying for Buster himself, because once that information will be on the site of World Edit, he will probably send all his teammates towards that position. Now the first one, World Ed finding himself Ramzik. Can't connect onto any further. The noise on the A site is not determining it. And Kicker as well as Demasik. They now gotta make it work. It's not gonna be the A site. No aggression towards that position. And Blade holding top mid. I'm not quite sure if I'm happy with that. He's down to 30 HP. He's not gonna be spotted. Kicker doesn't know. Now he's pulled it out, and there he actually finds the frag. Brings it down to only Markelov, who still looks towards Kitchen, interesting enough. I'm quite convinced Blade had heard both of the steps. And there he hears it. Markelov against 2. It's gotta be that CIS legend. Finding round number 3. No chance. Kicker denies. And the kid rules it out in the end. 9-2. AVANGAR on the right track at that point in time. FlipSide with that certain bomb down, they should get themselves a little bit of an advantage. They do. And I'm quite sure a few of you guys actually bet on this match. We're extremely worried at the point where AVANGAR was looking shaky for 2 rounds, and then you're just like, oh no. How is that okay? How can that happen? And everything was actually turning around. AVANGAR took control again. Krizen has a very, very similar playstyle. He's still not being found by FlipSide for some reason, which is actually kind of worrying. Now rotating off, smartest decision he can do right there. Wally actually working right, and an 8 popping off in the face of Blade and Lollipop, making them both headshot, one shot with the M4, if I'm not totally wrong. Low advantage for Krizen, but first of all the players need to run into him, and Krizen also needs to try to not be overly aggressive about this. Step away from opening at the door for the double digits. Making your half just look more and more brilliant. And also having an opponent with not so filled wallets. Ramzik failing the frag against World Edit. Or the repetitive lurk on the upper. Doesn't change a bit. He actually got shot there. He was lucky enough to survive, bringing a man advantage on the side of FlipSide. And a bomb coming towards the B side at the moment. Whilst the majority of the players are not playing in that direction. Buster now needs to find the first, does so in Lollipop, looking in the wrong direction, and so the B side is kind of open. It seemed like Krizen actually did the wrong direction here. And his movement is not the best. World Ed found Blade nearly as well. He has information on him. Puts him down to 20. That's what you gotta do together with Demasik. The nade goes deep, and the nade goes right. Blade taken out. 2 more to go, and it's gonna be Markelov as well as Waylander, who so far have not performed so well. As there comes the 1, Markelov onto Krizen. Demasik with 1, and Demasik can't tap him away. The 3rd one there for FlipSide. Markelov with a triple. It finally happened. And also, English is waking up. His is waking up. Resident sleeper. I actually slept less than 6 hours tonight. I'm really sorry. I don't mean to do that. But either way, gives a little bit of a boost to FlipSide eventually. Feeling morale-wise a little bit better. And as that maybe gives them that certain boost of morale, could give them the possibility to reach a 6-9 scoreline, denying double digits for AVANGAR. But first of all, we're going to take a look at round number 13. Blade is quite close. Not quite sure how aware Crimson is. Oh, wait. That was a beautiful flick. I think he actually saw a bit of the shoulder there. And when they're taken out of the game, Ramzik and Crimson working as a functioning A-side unit, taking down 2. Kickers establishing defense on the B side, bringing it only down to the main, who clutched it out the round before. Running out of options. Ramzik finds Markelov. Double digit secured. And that certain round, number 12, gave them the issue that they now have an economic disaster up in front of them. As this round is not looking brilliant, the following will not look even better. So their economy is a bit of a disaster at that point in time. I think we don't need to argue how much of a disaster it is and how much FlipSide is not going to benefit from it. Kicker though, he hopes to not run into that certain disaster. Crimson getting the frags onwards middle together with Ramzik. Late in connector nearly. Does he make it work for the USPS? The jumping shot comes in. Oh, and then it is Markelov with 3 HP. And the USPS punishing him. And there was going to be a break. The CT coach timed down. No break. AVANGAR keeping through. Yeah, AVANGAR keeping through. Probably pausing during the halftime. And that 11-3 scoreline could advance to a 12-3 scoreline, and I hate to break it to you, but AVANGAR is statistically speaking a little bit better on that terrorist site, which makes it just look very dominant right now, and pretty much like a quite determined victory for Crimson and co. Getting dinged, Demasik is there to find Waylander though. Kicker still not rotating, Buster staying at his position. Demasik is not there to stop anything right now with that AWP now in his hands. He hears where world that it is. Not connect a shot onto him. Blade running in, takes him out whilst running with that certain Mac 10. Ramzik finds himself the wallbang though. Gets taken out in the end. Kind of worrying, now only down to Blade as the IGL from FlipSide could be able to secure round number 4 for that team. The USPS rules it out. Finished it off. The winning formula for AVANGAR. It's a recipe they're not gonna give away. 12-3. Beautiful, beautiful. Halftime number 1. And I think we don't actually need to be surprised about that. If you just freshly joined us, my name is Sesh, and I'm going to talk to you about statistics. If you don't like statistics, you're going to hate me throughout my entire cast, but in the last 3 months, AVANGAR played this map 34 times. To say it like this, from 34 times, they won 25. If you're good at maths, and you maybe are good at quick math, 73.5% of the times they played this map, they won. Whilst, and now quick maths once more, FlipSide have played this map 10 times, they won 1 out of 10 matches on Mirage. That is sinister, and it looks quite sinister, and it is pretentious for Blade and co. As now that aggression comes towards the A side, Lollipop knows. As they're all running on a site, it now needs to be only connector to be checked. There's now Markelov, not taking the aggression. That bomb's going to go down in favor of them. Ramsey takes a lot of ground, puts Markelov in a very sticky situation. Ramsey knows there's one to the left, can't connect a shot, down to 12 HP he is. Crazy now needs to do the double, he does so, but Waylander denies. 9 HP onto Markelov. 100 onto Waylander, and that is the point in time where you are not allowed to panic, where you're not allowed to take any unnecessary risks. As Waylander, now it gets worrying though, finds himself that one onto Buster. He has a kit, he can just pull through. Kicker, gotta keep his nerves together. Oh, and he shoulder beacon and he does it! Oh, AVANGAR, what are those rounds? They are not 100% deserved. They're doing this in a crazy way and they still do it. I love to see that. And so, FlipSide, in a situation where they're economically not looking brilliant, they also gotta actually live with the situation that there's an AVANGAR running away with this. (13-3). Possibly, maybe, under a few good circumstances, it could be a 16-3. Mentioning that, breaking some FlipSide hearts, terrorist side for AVANGAR on Mirage is also better. So, with that being said, FlipSide won actually only 3 rounds in the first half, as we've seen here. At that point in time, it looked promising. It looked like there could be some kind of very close back and forth, but well, then you actually saw AVANGAR doing the Usain Bolt, and that Usain Bolt is running away. So now close range, gets taken out by World, and there's once more the ZZ. Being the kind of tool you want to have. What if I'm good at math? Don't be good at math. Don't do that. Drugs, not good. Denied by Caster Zesht. Either way, first of all, that could be a Markelov finding himself a frack. As Dimasik though comes on the site. Control is taken, Lollipop. A flying corpse is the only thing we see from him, and their Waylander secured. Down with an MP9, finds himself 7-6-2 in the head, 14-3. Eco coming in from FlipSide. That match point should be secured by the guys with the yellow and blue flag. And I have to say, the story off FlipSide is kind of sad, really. I hate to see it, and I really don't like it 100% because I personally feel FlipSide could have done way better from time to time, but maybe Blade is an issue. I don't want to blame him, and I especially don't want to say he is, but I feel like a little bit of outdated CS could be the case for FlipSide. They have a slow and very structured approach, which can work against some teams, but AVANGAR, and that is making them very unique. I think they're the youngest team in average in top 50. And now, this is a very honest statement. I think the oldest player, if I'm not totally wrong, is Dimasik, and he's 21 years old. 21 years old is sometimes the youngest players in a few teams. They have been boot camping for over a year. And I will give you my essay about Kicker and his team before map number 2, either way. First of all, we're seeing AVANGAR getting that bomb down. Wallets are filling. Situation looks hella promising right now. Oh, and that wall bang. I think it worked if I saw it correctly. Buster moves in. World Edit to be the one in kitchen to be taken out. 15-3. One man lost on the side of AVANGAR. The shining Gamma Doppler is as shining as the AVANGAR's performance is. 15-3 around the way from success. One AWP into Markov. As he said in an interview a few weeks or a few months back, to be very correct. It's weird to be back to the op, but I'm sure that I can do it. Whilst he's playing his op, it seems like AVANGAR is reading a pretty much open book, and it's called FlipSide Tactics. How to take a site mirage. At the moment, a very vulnerable site. One insane fragger, and one not so insane fragger. There comes the smokes. Here comes the aggression, structured and very well executed. Every single position smoked. The only obstacle there back on the site, it's gonna be Lollipop. If he strikes, it might look brilliant, but he's still only flash, needs to hit the right timing. Not quite sure if they're actually checking that position. Buster might be taken out. He is taken out. Kristen finds it in return. Blade around the corner, instantly headshotted. Free. And that bomb not being dropped yet on the ground of the A site. Markov knows where Ramsey is. Can't connect a shot. Now he is known. They have no more utility, so it's got to be a little bit tricky right now. Markov finding Divasic. So it's got to be 2 more, as it's only down to Markov. Bring that bomb down. And he can't do it. 16 free it is. AVANGAR are dominating. Blade and his team could not actually fortify their position as a team that might be now able to, with the young guns, bring up some power, but it's map number 1. Mirage is not the thing for FlipSide. We might gonna see some good performance there in Overpass. I'm convinced we will, and we're might find ourselves on map number 3. First of all, AVANGAR 16-3 on Mirage. Performance perfect, pretty much down to earth, 100%, exactly how you want to do it. And whilst that is the case, we're going into a little break. My name is Sesht, and I'm going to see you in a second on map number 2. So, stay tuned, grab yourself something to drink and to eat. Find yourself back onto a great bit of CS.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.